All right, here we go. So as you can see on this slide, we are completely focusing tonight on how to grow your business in December. Because I know even starting in November, I had a lot of people coming to me saying, oh, it's the holidays and people don't really want to start the challenge over the holidays. They want to enjoy and eat whatever they want, and people don't want to spend the money on the business because they want it to all go towards Christmas presents and things like that. So this particular training tonight was really inspired by a call that we were on the other day, which was for a regional director and above call. And Alyse will be announcing something tomorrow that's going to be really exciting, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had an early heads up of what's about to happen. And going into the week, I didn't want you to not have this information because it's going to be really, really critical to the results that you're going to get in December. So the other really important thing that I want you to think about is, because you guys know I am all about the mindset, is if you have already told yourself and convinced yourself that December is going to be a slow month, that people aren't going to want to spend the money, that people aren't going to want to join the challenge, that people are not going to want to take away from their Christmas budget to invest in a business, you have already convinced yourself that that's how your month is going to be, and that's pretty much the effort that you're going to put into your month of December, because you've already told yourself, you've already created this belief in your mind that December is going to be a slow month. So I really wanted to bring you guys on the line tonight to share with you that December does not have to be a slow month. And this call that they had us on the other night really helped to give just some really great ideas that you can be using and implementing in order to grow your business specifically in this month in and around the holidays. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide here. Okay, these were some of the main points that they brought up as far as ways to grow your business in December. And the first thing that they talked about was really, really heavily promoting the community challenge. And this is for several reasons. Number one is people are looking for a tax write-off that they have to get in, or they have to, make this donation this month. They have to get it in by the end of 2011 to count it as a deduction for 2012. So people are looking for write-offs, especially people that are typical W-2 employees who don't get a lot of the write-offs that we get being independent business owners. So they are looking for different things. They're donating things to Goodwill. They're donating to Salvation Army. All of these different things people are doing. So if you can really put that community challenge out there, not only is it a fabulous cause that we should all really be a part of, but people will be probably more open in December than some other months, because they're like, ooh, that's a possible write-off that I can use for my taxes next year. So really, really be communicating how important this community challenge is, and let people know, don't be afraid to put out there that, hey, I'm sure you guys are looking for a tax deduction, so here you go. It's a way to literally feed underprivileged children and also to get the tax write-off. So that is really tremendous. And I know here locally we haven't quite organized anything yet, but we do want to organize something. So if you guys are in remote areas, or you have a group of people that you can get together with in your area to do something, and to find a particular church or food pantry or something that you can really partner with on this community challenge for December, then I would really be all over that, because it's going to help the kids, it's going to help to generate points, and it's going to expose people to ViSalus in a way that maybe they haven't been exposed to it before. Okay? So the community challenge is something that you guys can really, really be promoting. The second thing that they talked about was truly giving the gift of health. We're all at the mall or online shopping, trying to figure out what to get for our, third cousin that we only see maybe once a year, and we don't really know what they're into, and we have no idea what to buy for them, but hey, I'm going to see them at Christmas, so I want to have a gift for them. Or the people that you are very close to, and you know that if you're going to spend money on a gift for them, why not invest that money in something that's actually going to do something for them, as opposed to the gift that you were maybe going to give them before. And don't feel like you're trying to push something on them or sell them something. Every single one of you guys on this line tonight know exactly what we have on our hands. We truly have the gift of health. So it's not pushing anything. It's not doing anything like that. All of that is your perception and how you choose to see it. And if you simply make a shift in your mind that, there is no better gift that I can get my mom, dad, aunt, uncle, cousin, niece, nephew, whatever it is, than a bag of this shake, or 2 bags of this shake, or a BiPAC, or some Neuro, or whatever it is. But use what we have to really use as gifts for your family and friends and churchgoers and coworkers and things like that, because it's something they can really use. It's something they can really benefit from. And instead of spending that money that you're already going to be spending on a gift, you may as well give them the gift of health, and also they may become a potential customer. You never know, they may become a potential promoter, but if you can just get something that we have in their body, you just never know what can come of that, okay? The third thing that they talked about were the tax advantages. And this is really huge, guys. I went ahead and put the number. This is the recorded call where they very specifically talk about the tax advantages that you can use and the different incentives that the IRS is offering specifically for this year and for this month. So I'm not going to go into it in a lot of detail. I just want you to be very, very aware of the fact that people, again, they are looking for something to be able to write off on their taxes. So what better thing for them to do than to invest in a small business where they won't only be able to write it off in December, but they'll be able to write it off every single month. And like I said, people that are employees, they are really looking for things to write off because they don't have the same tax benefits that we do being business owners. So for people that are on the fence about joining the business or anything like that, you can really use this tax advantage as an incentive for them to do it this month as opposed to next month, okay? And I put a Facebook post out there last week, I'm always going to keep it real with people, is they're going to spend the money anyway on Christmas somehow. They have a Christmas budget, whether it's $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 that they're already planning on spending on Christmas. So if they invested $500 or $1,000 of that into a business that's actually going to pay them, as opposed to buying a TV or a new Blu-ray or an iPad or some sort of piece of technology or something that they were going to spend that money on, that big ticket item, then why don't they take that same money and invest it in something that's actually going to have a return, that they can actually make that money back and they can surpass what they spent on that item, okay? So, you got to really keep it real with people. I'm going to start a training next week that's going to really, really blow your mind, and it's going to be a lot about recruiting and closing people, prospecting and closing people, and it's going to really blow your mind. But part of what we're going to start out talking about is your conviction, okay? The reason why I have a tremendous success, a tremendous closing rate and tremendous success on three-way calls is because people are not only listening to the information that I'm sharing, but they are hearing the conviction in my voice. That comes through on the phone. It comes through on a webinar. It comes through face-to-face. It is true, true conviction. So when you're talking to people about the business, I'm hoping you're doing a three-way call, but if you're not and you're speaking with them directly, Don't be afraid. Don't be shy to really educate them on these tax advantages and open their eyes, make them aware of the fact that they're going to be spending that money anyway. So why don't they do something different this Christmas? And instead of spending that $500 on an iPad, actually, that's going to be $500 in January too. You know, it's not like you got to buy it because it's Christmas. Take that same money and invest it in something that they can literally, first of all, make their money back in their first 30 days. By the time they put it on the credit card and the credit card statement comes in, they could have generated enough money to actually pay it off in full on their credit card, okay? And just really open their eyes to the fact that, you know, you're going to spend that money on something that's not going to create a return. So if you're going to spend that money, at least take a look at what I'm talking about, because this can actually create not only a return, an instant return on that investment, but it can allow you to generate a tremendous income for yourself on an ongoing basis. Okay? So don't be shy. Don't be tentative. Don't feel like you're pushing something on people. People live in a world where they intentionally or unintentionally are really aware of what is going on in their life and around them. Okay? They become so conditioned to mediocrity and just doing the same thing week after week, month after month, year after year, that sometimes it takes somebody saying some things to shake them up a little bit to make them aware of the world that they are living in, and to make them realize that, you know what, if you don't do anything different, and you're sitting here complaining about being broke, or, you know, being afraid of getting fired, or hating your job, or whatever it is, why don't you actually do something about it? And I have something that can really, really work for you. So why don't you at least take a look at what I'm talking about? And again, we'll start to really address what to say, how to say, starting on these webinars next week. But as you're talking to people, just don't be shy. You know, I mean, you are more aware than they are. And if they make a point and you agree with them, you're kind of going back to their level. You're sinking back to that level of mediocrity and this ho-hum life. And you guys, all of you guys, are shooting for something different. So don't allow somebody who's stuck in this mediocre life to convince you that what you're doing is wrong or silly or something that isn't going to work. You guys know that what you have on your hands is absolutely tremendous. You're seeing what it's doing for you. You're seeing what it's doing for your teammates. So do not allow anybody in your circle to say anything or do anything that's going to knock you off course. Stand strong in what you are doing. And now you take that lead role. You step up as a leader with confidence and with conviction to really make them aware of the life that they're living and the future that they have if they do not change it. Okay? That is really, really huge. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is something that ViSalus is launching, like I said, tomorrow. And, you know, they're all about taking things mainstream. That's why they promote a challenge as opposed to promoting a product like all other network marketing companies do. Because, you know, there's The Biggest Loser, there's all these different challenges out there, there's Amazing Race, you know, all these different challenges that people are used to seeing and that people vicariously live through on the television. And so ViSalus knew that a challenge is absolutely where it's at, and it's going to take it into the mainstream. So that's exactly what they decided to do with this new project that they're launching as of tomorrow. And what they're doing is they're calling it a resolution rally. Okay? Oh, wow. Typo here. Sorry about that. Get fur. That's supposed to be get fit. And this is the resolution rally. And this is really, really exciting, you guys, because I can guarantee everybody you know is talking about some kind of resolution. They're going to start to talk about it right now as far as what type of New Year's resolutions they want to have. And I guarantee 99.9% of the people that you're going to hear talking about setting a resolution are going to have something to do with losing weight, getting fit, or making money, making some sort of change in their life, okay? And so you have a tremendous opportunity to utilize that because of what ViSalus is about to launch, and they're calling it Resolution or Else. And what they're doing and the campaign that they're running is basically they are going to create, or they have created, a Facebook app, which they're going to release tomorrow. And I don't know all the details. I'll learn all the details right along with you guys, or if I happen to get a message first, I'll certainly let you guys know. But this Facebook app is going to allow you to post your resolution, and all your initial goal is to get people to post what their resolution is. Because here's the deal, check this out, this is so cool. Visalis wants to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for having collected the most New Year's resolutions ever. So they basically want to create a database for us to be able to use in order to follow up on those resolutions. But the first thing that we're talking about, and what we're really leading with, is letting people know, hey, I want you guys to be a part of history. I'm a part of something, and we're looking to collect as many New Year's resolutions as possible. So can you please tell me, can you please post what your New Year's resolution is? And they're going to post it. Everybody is going to post what their New Year's resolution is. If you ask the question, they're going to tell you. There's nothing for them to hold back on. All you're doing is asking them what their New Year's resolution is, and you're going to get them excited about being a part of this campaign to become in the Guinness Book of World Records for being one of the people that contributed to being in the Guinness Book of World Records. You're one of those resolutions that can get us that much closer to being in the Guinness Book of World Records. So please tell me that nobody is going to do that. Are you kidding me? Everybody is going to want to do that. All of your Facebook friends, all of your family, all of your coworkers, they're all going to have no problem telling you what your resolution is, okay? So what was suggested on the call is, initially you're just leading with that. But evidently what this app is going to do is somehow this application is going to be able to collect those resolutions for you that you personally collected, and you'll be able to look and see if they fall into a category that what we have to offer is a good fit for them. And you guys will already know so many people will be talking about losing weight, getting fit, and wanting to make money. So then you will have the opportunity to follow up with them to discuss those resolutions and talk about the fact that you have a solution for their resolution, okay? So it's going to be a very natural process. You're not just automatically calling them up and saying, hey, join the 90-day challenge. It's nothing like that. It's going to be a very organic approach, and the first step is going to be getting them to share what their resolution is and for them to be a part of this getting in the Guinness Book of World Records. And it's just going to be a whole big viral campaign that's going to happen, okay, and that we all get to be a part of, and it's just going to be fun and cool and exciting and all that good stuff. So what I wanted to do now is, because, I try to keep these right around 30 minutes, but what I wanted to do now is I wanted to use this as a segue to talk about something that is a tremendous way that you guys can also grow your business in December, and that has to do with sample packets, okay? As a lot of you guys know, I had an incentive last month for the person that booked the most challenge parties and one-on-ones. They would get 500 points at the end of November. Well, it was really exciting on two levels because Cheryl Oakes actually won that competition. She just did an amazing, amazing job. And so she was it was her team that won those 500 points. Well, what made it really exciting and just really epic was the fact that those 500 points pushed somebody over the edge to regional director. I'm talking they were literally 427 points away from hitting RD, and it was those 500 points that put them on the edge. So that was really exciting. Well, what I did is I placed an order for $500, and I placed those points on that team. Well, guess what I spent $500 on? Starter packs, guys. I am so excited to get all of these starter packets in the mail that I'm going to be able to send out to people for them to be able to try the shakes for a week. Every single one of you guys know on this line tonight that if people actually have a chance to experience the product for a week, they are going to notice a difference. Their energy level is going to increase. Their clothes are going to start to fit differently. They'll start to see the numbers on the scale go down. And that's pretty much all it takes for people to say, what is your website? This stuff is amazing. That is all it takes, you guys, okay? The taster packets are cool because it allows them to taste it. But being able to have people actually experience the product and see what can happen in one short week just really gives them a taste of what is possible for them over that 90-day time frame. If they're able to see the number on the scale go down, I mean, some people lose 2 or 3 pounds in a week. Some people lose 10 or 12 pounds in a week. It just depends on where they're at when they get started. But imagine how incredible it would be for people to actually use the product for a week and get that experience. It's going to build their belief level. They're going to know in that time that there is something to this stuff, okay? So I really, really encourage you guys to make that investment. Of course, you guys already know it's going to be a tax write-off for any product that you guys pay or that you guys buy for yourselves. So anything that you can do as far as starter packets, I really, really encourage you to do it. And I'm going to really track the numbers of the success that I have and really track exactly what I'm doing, so I'll be able to share with you guys exactly how it's working, why it's working, and the exact stats that I got by doing it. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring someone on the line tonight that when she came on board, and if you guys have not connected with her, make sure you connect with her. But when Wanda came on board, she invested in the ESS with Samples kit, the $9.99 kit. And it was just incredible how quickly her business grew because she had those sample packets, because most of her family is out of state. They're in Indiana and she's in North Carolina. And so they wanted to experience the product. And because she made that investment, she had those samples to give away. So I just wanted her to come on the line tonight to share her experience and the benefits that she reaped of having those sample packets on hand, and how simple it was just by sending those out and following up with people, how simple it was to build her customer base in a really, really strong way. So Miss Wanda, are you there, baby girl?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Yay. Go ahead, Mama.
Okay, well, like Alyse said, I purchased the $9.99 kit. It was a no-brainer due to the fact that I got so many samples, because like she said, most of my family and friends, well, pretty much everyone is in a different state. I have very few connections here in North Carolina, but it was really nice because I also used Facebook. A lot of my daily what are you doing now things are about my shakes, asking people if they want to try a delicious shake, and I promoted it through not a diet, because I don't look at the shakes as a diet. I just look at it as a way of being healthy. So when you say to somebody, you know, would you like to try a good healthy shake, they look at, or you know, they might look at you and say, what are you talking about? You know, something that's supposed to be good for you can't taste yummy, and they're wrong. So if you can send out samples, like Alyse said, I would use my judgment call on if I wanted to send just a couple samples for them to try, or if I wanted to send for a week. So that way I could get people connected and to try it, and it has really worked for me. I have a few samples left. I am planning on placing an order because, again, why not do it now? Because it's tax write-off. So I do think of all the business parts of it. Gifts. My friends and family that are in other states guess what they're getting for Christmas. I want everybody to be healthy. I don't want to lose another friend. I've lost enough this year due to health problems that could actually, if they took care of themselves, they would be gone. So this is why I'm using Visalis. It's a no-brainer. So send out your samples.
Thank you, honey. Yeah, Wanda has had tremendous success, like she said, with the sample packets and using Facebook. And it is, it's just really simple. You know, we don't need to make this super complicated. We really drive home the fact that it's just very, very simple. So I just wanted Wanda to share that because she just, you know, fresh out of the gate, just saw that perspective, and like she said, it was a no-brainer because she just wanted people to experience the product. So real quick, I think it was Tammy that asked a question, and somehow that question got deleted. So whoever asked a question, I think it was about the sample packets, if you guys could go ahead and post that question again, that would be great, and I'll make sure to answer that. And if anybody else has any questions about anything that we've discussed so far tonight, go ahead and type those out, and I'll definitely take a few minutes to answer any questions that come through. And let me go ahead while we're doing that to do a little roll call here, because I know team leaders want to know if their team is on the call. So I'm going to go ahead and call out everybody that is on here. So team leaders, you guys listen up. We have Lee Lamb. What's up, boy? Ladiva, Tammy Cowden, Amy Locklear, Marty Curry, Dar Kemp, Jaquita Sullivan, Charmaine Green, Cheryl Oak, Diane Spencer, Diana Bianchi, Janet Davis, Karen Sears, Carla Bishop, Michelle Smith, Michelle Allen Scott, Michelle Kemp, God, we got a lot of Michelles, Michelle Looney, Nick Thornton, Ontarian Hawkins, Pam Johnson, Rhonda Dean, Rose Swain, Sarah Morand, Tab Butler, Tammy Boyd, Travis Harris, and Wanda. Very good, you guys. We have great attendance this week. I always look for it to go up from week to week, and yeah, that's good stuff. All right, so let's see. Okay, here's that question that I missed. Okay, the difference is if you look in your back office, there's taster packs and there's starter packs. The taster packs come with one shake packet, one neuro, and one flavor packet. So it's literally for people to taste. Those are the taster packets. The starter packs, they actually come with 5 of the individual serving packets. Okay? So that's the difference. One allows them to taste it, one allows them to go ahead and get started. Okay? Another great way that you can use those starter packets is if you have them and you do a challenge party, you can use it as an incentive for people to sign up right there on the spot. You can say, hey, if you guys go ahead and join the challenge tonight, and Amy Locklear has done this, if you guys go ahead and join the challenge tonight, then I'll go ahead and give you enough so you can get started tomorrow, and by the time you finish, your challenge kit will be at your doorstep. Okay? So they're also a huge incentive that you can use at challenge parties as well. All right. Miss Miranda's here too. Yay! All right. Yeah, it's different from the sample packs. The sample packs are just 15 individual servings in a box. You can get 15 of the basically single serving pouches for $28. So those are good. You know, they allow people to taste it. But what I'm really more specifically talking about are the starter kits. Okay, the starter kits. All right, more questions. Okay. Yeah, like Wanda says, every day she puts samples in her purse along with a little letter explaining the product, and she gives it to doctors, restaurant workers, just everywhere. She constantly has her sample packets and gives them out. And I know something that we've done before, actually did it in another business, is I would put a certain amount of samples in my car or in my purse every day, and my goal was to give them away every day. Okay? Wanda made a good point. You do want to kind of pre-qualify people, because obviously if you just give them away to everybody, then you could spend half of your time just trying to track them back down. You do need to pre-qualify them because you want to make sure that they're going to use it. You also want to go ahead and tell them that what they're going to experience, because you are planting those seeds in their mind. If you tell them they're going to have increased energy, guess what? They're going to be looking for increased energy, and we know they're going to find it. If you tell them that they're probably going to start to notice their clothes fitting a little bit differently, guess what? They're going to be looking for their clothes to fit a little bit differently. But if you just say, here, try these, and they don't really know what they're looking for, then you have not set them up properly, okay? All right. Yeah. I know what I'll be using my company bonus car for this year. Yeah, man, stock that trunk, baby. Yeah, Diana, 25 of the, she brought this. Thank you, Diana. Yeah, the cost is you get 25 starter kits for $250. So they're basically $10 a piece. So you're investing $10 plus whatever it costs to send them, which I know it's always cheaper to send it priority mail, you guys, just so you know. If you go to the post office, like I actually sent an entire bag of shake for $4.95 priority, okay? Priority mail is definitely where it's at as far as shipping costs. It's much cheaper than UPS or FedEx or anything like that. But yes, the starter packs are $25 for $250, and Wanda is saying follow up. Yeah, amen, girl, because if you send these packets out and you do not follow up and you tell them you're going to follow up with them, they know exactly what day you're going to follow up with them. It's no surprise. They're expecting it. They already know what results to expect, and it is very systematized. It's not like just some random thing, you know, where you're sending them out and then hoping and praying that you can follow up with them. No, you need to pre-qualify the people, let them know what they're going to experience, make sure they're going to use it, and follow up with them on the day that you told them that you would meet up with them, okay? Aww. Greetings from Disney World. Well worth taking time out from Mickey to listen to you. Awesome, Karen. That's so cool. Love it, girl. That's what I call dedication right there. So many people could have used that as an excuse. I'm in Disney World. But that's not Karen. She's here. Thank you, girl. Love it. Carla, yeah, good question. Because if you're sending somebody 5 sample packets, 5 packets, it's really up to you. You can have them have 1 shake a day for 5 days, or you can have them do 2 shakes a day for 2.5 days. You know, it really depends on the person. And actually, Wanda, if you want to share what you did, that would be awesome. If you just recommend that people did 1 a day or 2 a day, or how you work that, that would be great. Okay, Cheryl says, don't use priority mail in Canada. It's very expensive. Okay, that was just for the U.S. Don't do that in Canada, you guys. But in the U.S., yes, it's cheap. I'm always surprised. All right. Okay, this is Ladiva. There are people out there that really want this product. I've signed up 3 people already for this month. Really rely on your current customers to help spread the word, especially if they are seeing and feeling results. Amen. That's great. That is great. Very good. Okay. So, Carla, we'll say that depending on the person, but you could probably just have them do 1 shake a day. Okay, for those 5 days. All right. Yeah, good feedback, Ladiva. Absolutely. All righty. Any other questions? Let's see. Okay, got it. Okay, cool. Very good, you guys. Okay, so if I don't see any more questions come back through, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I am recording this, so if you guys want to hear it again, or if you heard certain teammates that you expected to be on this and were not, then you can definitely shoot this link out to them. But yeah, you know, it's the same thing with us. If we took some of that Christmas budget and invested it in these starter packs, then watch how our business can explode in December, okay? Just make it a goal. If you go ahead and order it this week, then you'll get it by midweek, and you can just go ahead and start handing them out and start closing those deals and getting more and more people on the challenge this month. You know, you never know. This could be your best month yet, okay? So go ahead and make the investment, make it happen, and, you know, it's just going to boost your team points anyway, so, you know, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Yes, giving is so much better than receiving. You get those warm, fuzzy feelings. Absolutely. My daughter even recognized that. My 10-year-old, we were walking into Walmart, and she had some change, and she put it in this little Salvation Army bucket, and we're walking in, and she's like, Mommy, that feels so good just to be able to help like that. And it's true. I mean, there is nothing better than giving a really valuable gift. So I am right there with you on that. All right, you guys, I'm not seeing any other questions, so we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys again for taking your time out to show up for this, as Cheryl has been saying, and it is so true. Those that show up, go up. I'm telling you, you know, if you just make this a commitment, make it a priority on Sunday evenings, you absolutely will see your business start to grow. So make a move on those sample packets. Make a move on everything that we discussed tonight. Let's seriously, I know last month I was all over November to remember, but hey, it rhymes with December too. So we're going to absolutely make this a December to remember. We're going to change as many lives as possible this month. We're going to be around more friends and family than ever in this month. So we have that much more opportunity to make an impact in that many more people's lives. So do not have in your mind at all that December is going to be a slow month. If you believe that, that's exactly the results that you're going to get. Truly believe and take every opportunity to make December your best month yet, okay? Make an impact in as many people's lives as possible. So love you guys. Go out there. Let's rock and roll. Let's make this happen. I am here if you guys need any help. Again, those three-way calls, get them on the phone. Let's really make this thing happen. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And I will be talking to you soon. Have a great night.